World of Warcraft is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game that takes place on the world of Azeroth, a world brimming with mystery and magic, with fantasy and fate, with despair and hope, with stories and strife, but above all else, it is a world of heroes. Today, the journey of one such hero is about to start. Elwynn Forest is a vast woodland of stately hardwoods, nestled just below the foothills of the Burning Steppes to the north. The idyllic Redridge Mountains lie to the east, and to the south, across the Nazfariti River, lies Duskwood. It is the heartland of the human kingdom of Stormwind, and it is where the journey of Azeroth's newest hero, Oldaniman, begins. Oldaniman's journey begins in Northshire Valley, just outside of the Northshire Abbey, home to the Brotherhood of Northshire, a group of priests dedicated to the service of the light.
Emboldened by the return of their heroic king, Varian Wrynn, the proud humans of Stormwind led the Alliance to victory in its war against the dreaded Lich King. While successful, the campaign in Northrend proved costly, and the humans now seek to bolster their strategic holdings throughout the world. Under Varian's daring leadership, humanity now braces itself for a renewed conflict with its perennial enemy, the Horde. Yet, as the great Cataclysm rips across the world, familiar threats have once again arisen closer to home. It now falls to you to defend the kingdom and uphold the honor of humanity.
It all started when I was approached by Marshal McBride. He informed me that I had arrived just in time. The Cataclysm had caused a break in the mountains between Elwynn and the Burning Steppes that had allowed the Blackrock Orc clan to sneak into Northshire, and his forces are being overwhelmed, and that I was being sent out to deal with them. Of course, as a newly minted adventurer, McBride didn't expect me to end the Blackrock threat this second. First, I was to deal with the spies and pets that were sent ahead of the main force. Having proven myself against the Blackrock wolves and spies, Marshal McBride would send me off to Sergeant Willem, who was dealing with a goblin assassination infestation that were taking out all his best soldiers. Being the hero that I am, I eagerly volunteered myself to deal with this problem, and while out there I figured I may as well bandage up and send back any of the injured, but still alive, soldiers I find.
See you around.
With the task complete, Willem sent me back to Marshal McBride, who quickly informed me that the north and west sectors have been secured. Unfortunately, in response to this, the orcs have started burning the surrounded forest, starting with a vineyard to the east. McBride needed me to get to that vineyard and put the fires out and the Blackrocks down. Task complete, I returned to Marshal McBride, who now believed I was ready to take on the leader of the Blackrocks, Kurtok the Slayer. I needed to travel east and behind the Abbey, past the local river, and kill that rampaging orc. With my toughest task to date complete, I returned to Marshal McBride, whom heartily thanked me on behalf of Stormwind, and let me know I need not worry about the Blackrocks anymore, that he would be sending some peasants up to the break in the mountains to block it off. Having proven my worth in the Northshire Valley, McBride gave me a letter of introduction to Marshal Dugan, stationed in Goldshire, a small hamlet that I should have no trouble reaching if I followed the southern road out of the valley.
Bless you.
And so, with my head held high, I left Northshire Valley and headed deeper into Elwynn Forest, my destination, Goldshire and the Lion's Pride Inn. I'd heard all the rumors about the degenerates and thugs that made that place their home. Fortunately, that's all they ended up being, rumors. The inn was nice and homey, clean with good beds and better food. Once I was ready, I started looking for what was ailing Goldshire and quickly found out that Elwynn had a lot of problems, bandits and gnolls just to name a few. The bandits were over at the East Vale logging camp and the gnolls near the Westbrook garrison, both further afield than I wished to travel. Marshal Dugan told me he was having trouble with the nearby Fargo Deep mines. He suspects something had taken up residence there and wants me to go check it out. As I got closer to Fargo Deep, I saw it. The kobolds, barely intelligent dogman things, had taken up residence. I needed to see how deep this infestation had gone, and I figured I could pick up some candles and gold dust to sell when I got back to Goldshire. Turned out the kobold infestation went all the way to the deepest parts of the mine. I needed to let Marshal Dugan know, but before that, I figured I would check out the nearby farms. And do I regret that decision? Turns out the McClures and Stonefields had been at each other's throats for generations and were just waiting for someone to come by and do their dirty work. They had me killing prized boars, making pies, finding stolen property. The only thing I didn't regret was helping two estranged lovers spend some time together. With that waste of time done, I was back to Marshal McDougan and told him what I found in Fargo Deep. He quickly determined if one mine could be taken over, the others may be as well, and sent me off to Jasperlode Mine. Turns out he was right. It was infested with kobolds as well. Now that I was closer, I decided to head over to the East Vale logging camp and meet my contact, Guard Thomas, before heading back to Marshal Dugan. Seems they weren't just having problems with bandits, but hordes of murlocs had made a shanty town around the Stonekern Lake. And guess who had to deal with it? After dealing with the murlocs, I headed into the cairn in the center of the lake to deal with the bandits. Were it so simple? Turns out the bandits were rogue wizards, possibly even cultists of the damned. With my work in East Vale complete, I headed back to Marshal Dugan to tell him what I found in Jasperlode. While frustrated, he did thank me for my work. I decided I would head over to Westfall and solve the murders I'd heard about. On the way, I stopped off by the Westbrook garrison and helped them with their gnoll problems. Apparently that foul beast Hogger had escaped again, and I'd earned enough renown to be sent after him and his minions. Neither proved to be too difficult a situation. and with that done, I entered the plains of Westfall, excited to see what awaited me there.